Hey, good afternoon. Just want to pop on real quick and make a short little video here. I was wondering if any of you have seen, I'm sure you have, heard about, of course, Trump's with the executive orders and using Doge, the Department Against Government Expenses or whatever it is. But anyway, they're offering a lot of, they're planning on doing a lot of cuts, trying to find money that's being pilfered away with bad actors and etc. A lot of expenses that are being spent that can't be justified. So, I mean, this is our money. It's taxpayer money. And I bring this up especially because as we go into retirement, we're still going to have to pay taxes, even on our Social Security. I know that's one of the things that's been talked about there and being considered to eliminate. But anyway, going on to other things. What I was going to talk about is that they have offered people to take a buyout, basically. They've offered like 2 million government employees that qualify to get this buyout. And as of now, it's Thursday, 40,000 people have taken it. And I'm wondering, would you consider taking a buyout if it was offered, if you're close to retirement anyway? I know that we've offered, the company I work for is a government contractor. And this doesn't affect us specifically, but our company has offered 2 buyouts at 2 different times. One back in '99 when we were bought by a company, and then they offered one during the COVID times to try to minimize layoffs because we were essential workers, because we're government contractors and defense contractors. So we were essential workers, but of course everything did slow down, even for us. So they were offering buyouts to people that qualified for retirements. I didn't qualify at that time. And a lot of folks did not take it, I'll be honest with you. They were offered a pretty decent package, and a lot of people, I was surprised, didn't take it, that were way past their 30 and out qualifying time. So it kind of surprised me because they were already well into their senior years, some of them 65 and up. And we're offered our package at that time, and most of the time is what they offer is a week of severance pay for every year of service, and then they usually throw in some kind of a bonus of 5 to 10 grand, sometimes more, depending. So we had people that were offered 40, 50, 40, 45 weeks anyway, some almost 50 weeks of pay, plus a $10,000 bonus to take a buyout to avoid having to lay other people off. And some of those folks didn't take it. I was really quite surprised. Now, right now the way it works out for the government workers is that they have until tonight, to decide if they want to take this. Now, just as I was leaving work and coming out here to shoot this video, I noticed that there was a judge that put a temporary pause on it while they wait for some of the legal issues to get resolved. He put a pause on the qualifying time so that tonight's deadline is not intact anymore. However, what they're offering those folks is what works out to be approximately 30 weeks of pay, because they would work until the end of February, and then they would be paid from that point on until the end of September. I went through the calendar real quick and said, oh, that's 30 weeks of pay, which is close enough for me. If I was to be offered a package, that I would probably consider it pretty heavily. The difference for us right now is that if you qualify for your full 30 and out pension, the difference in our supplement between that number and even a guy with 29 years is about $1,500 a month difference. It's a huge difference. Works out to be 15, 18 grand a year. And so if I was offered 30 weeks of pay, or 29 weeks of pay for my years of service, that would get me pretty close to making up that difference of the 15 to 18 grand for the 4-year period that I can collect those benefits. So it'd be something I'd have to strongly consider, because here's the thing, 1 year later I can get full benefits, and for us it's like I said, the difference is substantial. So just wondering if it's something that you would consider. Leave a comment if you would consider doing that. Taking a week, let's just use it easy. Taking a week of severance pay for every year of service to leave early. I know that I would at least consider it pretty heavily, especially as close as I am to being out the door anyway. But right now, there's about 30,000 have said they would take it, maybe 30 to 40,000, and they're hoping to get 5 or 10%, which is way above that amount. We're talking about somewhere in the neighborhood of 100,000 people or more, was what the numbers they were hoping for. Because everybody else after that they've said is going to be subject to possible layoffs and termination, etc. So it's definitely would have to be something to be considered, especially if you're close to retirement. They have pretty good pension system already, because a lot of the employees are covered under government union contracts, so they have pretty good buyout and lifetime insurance, etc. So, but just to keep in mind, and give you an idea, in Kansas City alone, there's 30,000 employees that are under the federal government that would qualify for this buyout and for the possible temporary layoffs or permanent layoffs. So that's a huge amount of people in a small community, really. I mean, I'm sure I don't know how big the town is, but it's one of the biggest employers in the area. And that would have a big impact on their community to have that many people either get laid off or get permanently terminated. So anyway, again, just drop a comment, let me know what you think, if you would take a buyout package like this, if it's something you would consider. I know that I probably would think about it pretty heavily. That's all I got for today. As usual, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.